Biblically Centered Kids.
Welcome to the Biblically Centered Kids podcast. Today is a great Sunday. My name is Miss Danika, and I'm excited to share some fun things with you and then guide you on a draw along. Today is March 10th, 2024. Today's holiday is Daylight Savings Day. On Daylight Savings Day, we make better use of the daylight. So we move our clocks forward an hour so there's more sunlight in the evening and less sunlight in the morning. And so in the spring, we move our clocks forward, and then in the fall, we move our clocks backward. So we spring forward today, and then we fall back later in the year. Did you know that the only states that do not observe Daylight Savings Day are Arizona and Hawaii? So they just always keep tracking, and then the rest of us jump forward or jump backward to extend the sunshine part of our day so we can enjoy the sunshine for longer. All right, today is also Harriet Tubman Day. Harriet Tubman was a slave who became free and then went on committed to helping others gain their freedom from the bonds of slavery. And she did this by utilizing what is known as the Underground Railroad. And so she lived a life committed to the Lord, and she understood that truth, goodness, and beauty are only found by following Jesus. And a quote of hers says, "I said to the Lord, I'm going to hold steady onto you, and I know that you will see me through." And he did. She ended up finding freedom, and then she went back and helped others escape. So yes, she's regarded as someone who is very strong and very loyal. She did what she knew in her heart was the right thing to do. And so that's why we still honor her today. All right. So now it is time for our weekly draw along. Are you excited to know what we're going to do today? We will be drawing a picture of our Old Testament story from Tuesday. Do you remember who we learned about? Who loaded up a ton of animals on a giant boat? That's right! We're going to draw Noah, and it's going to be really fun. So, why don't you grab your pencils or crayons or markers, whatever you want to use, because we're about to create a scene from our story on paper. So I'm going to do my best to describe what I'm drawing as I go, but just remember that this is art, and it's okay if your picture looks different from mine or doesn't turn out perfect the first time, or even if you make it a little different. We are just going to have fun, and we are going to be encouraged to keep trying every single week. Feel free to add your own touches and make it special to you. So today we're going to use our drawing to show this week's virtue. Virtue J says, if you remember, we joyfully radiate hope because we've experienced God's grace. Okay, so first I'm going to just tell you what our picture is going to look like, and then I'll lead you step by step, okay? So today our finished picture is going to be of a beautiful rainbow over the ark, and then Noah and his family and all of the animals coming out to show how they were protected by God's grace. Okay? So kind of a lot, but you don't have to draw as many animals, or you could just keep it pretty simple. Okay, so I'll just guide you step by step, and feel free to use a pencil so you can erase. Feel free to pause at any time if you need a little extra time, okay? All right. So to begin, we are going to have our paper vertical today. If you know what vertical is, vertical means the long part is going up and down. So a lot of times we start with it sideways, but today we're going to start with it long ways. because we have a lot to fit on our paper, and we're going to show some good perspective by having it long ways, okay? All right, so I am going to draw a horizon line. So a horizon line is where like the sky hits the earth, okay? And so this line kind of separates the two, gives us somewhere to look. So I'm going to just do mine about a third of the way down, okay? Okay, so I have a little bit of paper above my line, and then I have quite a bit left under my line, okay? So first, I'm going to draw my rainbow so that then I can fit my arc or my boat inside the space that's left when I'm done drawing it. So I'm going to make some arches now on top of that line I just drew to look like a beautiful rainbow. Do you know how many colors are in a rainbow? There's kind of something we can say to help us memorize it. Roy G. Biv. That stands for red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. So that's actually 7 colors. So I'm going to make 7 skinny bands. I'm going to start at the left side of my paper, right on top of that line I just drew. And I'm going to draw a big arch. I'm going to make it almost touch the top of my paper, all the way back to the right side. And that's my first arc. So now I'm going to draw another arc. Okay, so that just made my red arc going all the way across. So now I'm going to make another line for my orange. Another line for my yellow. Another line for green. Another for blue. So many lines. Okay, now another line for indigo, and I'm keeping all of these pretty skinny. And then one more for violet. Okay, so now I drew a total of 8 arcs, but that gave me 7, my 7 bands of my rainbow. Okay, so I've got that all on the top of my paper. My arches did not come out perfect, but that's fine. So I'm going to leave it just like that because I'm going to color it at the end. Okay, so I've got all my arches. So now I'm going to draw my giant arc. Do you remember? We said our arc was bigger than a football field. So I'm going to make it way back here. Again, I'm working above that horizon line, but I'm going to make my arc. Maybe I kind of do 2 curved lines coming up and then a straight one across. And then it depends on you. Maybe your arc has like a little, almost like a long, skinny house kind of on the top, maybe. And a roof. And I'm not going to put any windows on it because they were obviously very safe and no water got in. So no windows, just going to be big and wide, fitting in between my rainbow. But I am going to make the arc door. I'm going to put that right in the middle. So I'm going to make a pretty big door because all of the animals had to get in. And then I'm also going to mirror that and draw the door as if it's kind of opened up beneath the horizon line. Like all my animal friends got out on it. Okay. So I have my rainbow and now I have my arc. Okay. All right. So now way up close at the bottom of my page. So we have our arc way back there looking like it's way far away. Now I'm going to draw Noah and his wife right at the bottom of my page. And I'm going to draw them about their waist up. Your waist is where your belly button is. So I'm going to kind of draw them just half of themselves at the bottom of my page. So it looks like they're really close to me, like they ran off the arc and now they're down here talking to me, telling me all about it. So I'm going to put Noah on the left. Back in the Old Testament, they kind of, they wore those long robes. So I'm going to draw Noah's robe. Give him his 2 arms. And his arms are going to they're going to be off the page because I'm just drawing it to his hips. Okay, and then I'm going to draw his face. He's got his circle, oval shape for his face. And I'm going to have him wear a turban on his head, like a strip of cloth that's on the top of his head and kind of comes down. It has like a little scarf keeping it on. All right, I'm going to make his 2 eyes, his nose, and his mouth, and he is just happy. I'm going to have him smiling. And he needs some eyebrows, probably. Make him have some happy eyes. All right, so I have Noah. I'm going to draw another person in a robe. And this is going to be his wife. So again, I'm kind of making her hands kind of go off the bottom of the page since I'm just drawing up to their waist. Then she has a neck. And then she's got her oval head. And then I'll just make her have some hair. She might have worn a scarf or something as well, but I'll make her a little different from Noah. Okay, and then I'll give her eyes as well. Maybe I'll give her some eyelashes so we can make sure we know that this is his wife. Show up a little bit of a smaller mouth, some little lips, and her eyebrows. Okay, so now I have my 2 people at the front, and they are so excited and telling me all about what happened on the ark. And now I get to just draw animals on the rest of my page. So I could draw some animals right behind them, and they would be kind of bigger animals, right? Because they're right next to them. Or I could draw some animals back by my ark, and they would be smaller because they're closer to the ark. So why don't you pick some of your favorite animals to draw around on your page? You could just draw 1 of each animal, or you could draw 2 since there were 2. You could draw some birds flying in the air. Okay. So this is the part of the drawing where you just get to keep drawing animals on your own and have fun. There are so many animals to choose from. You could draw your favorite ones. What kind of animals do you think you're going to draw? Can you shout it out for me? Oh, wow. I heard some great answers. Snakes, elephants, horses, goats, chickens. Oh, my. What about any platypuses? Anyone going to draw a platypus? Or what about a porcupine? I mean, every animal went on the ark, right? Okay, well, I am so excited to hear about what animals you choose to put in your drawing. Then you can go back and color. Remember, we talked about the colors in our rainbow. So, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you have fun finishing that up. I've had a great week. We've been talking about joy and hope and grace, and those are all just such good virtues that we can show others who God is and what it means to be Christ-like. So, have a great Sunday, friends. Until tomorrow.